welcome back. I'm here with Jody Plessity, the CEO of People's Rising Academy, and Dr. Miles Brooks, chiropractor at NeuroLife Chiropractic and Functional Medicine Center and Director of Care of People's Rising Academy. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Thanks
Great to be
so much
here.
for joining us. So, Jody, can you first off tell us a little bit about your story and your background with how People's Rising Academy came about?
Well, I was leading a pretty unhealthy life. Started probably about 8 to 9 years ago and was just really in a bad place. I was over 300 pounds. I was making a lot of bad choices in my life, was in just a really mentally draining and toxic marriage for quite a while, and I was just ready to be healthy. And Dr. Miles came along in my life, and we became friends, and he was able to just kind of help rebuild my life that I had led for so long that wasn't on the right track. And from everything from I was diabetic to I have Hashimoto's, an autoimmune disorder, and just helped me like regain my life basically. So sugar, honestly was the biggest changer for me and eye opener, where I didn't realize like how much that affected our mental state, and as far as the fatigue, the depression, and it really helped with the brain fog. I started to remember things that I didn't even know where they had gone, like things from my childhood, as far as back on the farm days with my grandparents and those things. And I started jotting them down because I didn't want to lose those memories again. And I'm just so grateful that I basically got a second chance at life.
And look at these photos here, just showing your transformation. It's amazing. So how much healthier, and not just from losing weight. It's not just that, it's a healthier mindset and just a healthier way of living, like you're saying.
Yeah, and the coolest thing, Janine, is that it brought out my purpose and kind of like my meaning in life. And when I was living in my past life, I always felt like I wasn't on the right track. Even like the situations I was in, or sitting in a bar stool, after work and stuff like that. It just wasn't purposeful to me, and I always felt like there was something bigger to my life. And I actually got to experience and kind of go through that life change, and then it made me just become very passionate about helping other people, and it just excites me. And I was like, we have to do something to try to help others kind of regain their health like I did. And just because there's so much trauma and suffering in the world, and it's really unfortunate because people think that depression is normal, and that's not normal. And it really makes me sad, because you can lead a healthier, happier life if you get down the right track and get the right people in your corner.
And you can tell, you get emotional. This is your life story, and that second chance at life, that new chance at life. And people are always going through things, and the biggest thing that I've learned from your story is that you can have that second chance. You can make a change, and you can become stronger. Look at those photos that we were looking at, and just how much stronger you became physically and mentally.
Yes
as well.
And I look back to, Janine, where, obviously the loss of my last son, I lost a couple of babies, and that really caused me to take like a good look at my life, and was I on the right track, and why were these things happening? Because there was nothing more that I wanted than to be a mother. And it just I'm very actually grateful for that experience, because it helped to get my life on track, and it helped me to be where I am today. So I'm very grateful.
Yes, and so you and Dr. Miles, how did you then meet?
So it was really kind of bizarre. So I had never been to a chiropractor in my life, and I had been referred to a place. I was actually going to physical therapy because I was constantly injuring myself working out, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to be healthier, and I ended up there, and he was there as an intern, just kind of randomly. And from there, honestly, he just took me under his wing, and kind of like a guardian angel, and just helped guide me down a path that was right. I trusted it. I didn't know where it was going to end up, but I just, I trusted it. I knew it was right, and it felt good. I started feeling, I got rid of some of the chronic pain, a little less suffering, and just really started to feel like an athlete at life. And that's kind of where my motto came from, is that I was never an athlete at like a specific sport. But when I started feeling better and I felt like I was conquering some of this past mess of a life, I felt like a champion, honestly. So it was pretty cool.
Wonderful. And so we've heard her background and seen the transformation, learned a little bit about that athlete at life. After the break, join us as we're going to take a little bigger look into People's Rising Academy and how that came about. Join us here in a moment.